Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hey everyone, checking in on the market after hours. So how the market closed and where we stand right now are two completely different stories, as Apple halted after hours, came out with news. That's the day that Apple had, and then you look at the after hours action. So they came out and pretty much lowered their guidance going forward. Huge gap down. At this point, we're trading at 146. Obviously a huge hit, and that's going to put us on the daily time frame down to lower lows. Well, it depends on where we open tomorrow, but we're going to be opening right around this level of 146.59 and potentially dropping to lower lows. So if you have been watching these videos for a while, you know that Apple, in my opinion, is one of the most important stocks in the market due to its weight in the tech sector and due to the tech sector's weight in the S&P 500. And this is not a good sign. We ended with the bulls having a lot of momentum in both oil and the markets. Today was a great day for the bulls buying the dip at the open, the gap down open. This looked like we were going to get very healthy daily consolidation and then continuation because the momentum was favoring the bulls the most of the day, and then at the end of the day a little bit as well. Oil had a significant bull break, which we'll look at in just a moment, but all of that is being erased because of this Apple news. And we just had the currency markets experience a flash crash at about 6 p.m. And that wasn't correlated directly with when the Apple news came out, but everything's so weird right now after hours that I wouldn't doubt that it was related in some way. So SPY is going to be opening right now. We're down below 247. So the low of the day was 245.60, 245.95. So if we were to open on this hourly time frame where we stand right now, we would be down just below this level. So giving back a significant amount of the strength today, and we're going to be looking at 245.95 as key support tomorrow. And if that level breaks, we're going to be pretty convinced that the top of the daily bounce is in, because that's a double top where we rejected today by 19 cents. Then we'll lose our only support nearby, and there's a lack of support nearby after that. Another thing, just psychologically talking about the fundamentals of this Apple news, in my opinion, I think other companies are going to come out and lower guidance as well. This makes the trade war with China and the potential negative impacts more tangible and more real now that we're seeing this. And it also gives the talking heads something to fixate on for the next however many weeks, where we continue to hear this recession fear narrative come back after this bounce. We knew the daily bounce was just going to cool off levels, and it's looking like that bounce top is potentially being set right now. So back to looking back at a lack of support and the base that we built on the initial bounce attempt, but we might be heading back down to try and form our daily higher low at this point. So anything above 233.76 will be a higher low on the daily. The bulls do still have a lot of space to work with. Even with this drop after hours where we stand, we're still looking at about a 5 to 6% drop before, actually a 5% drop or so, before we would head back to that support level. So the bulls can still defend it and form a higher low and give us a tightening range into next week, but bulls better be cautious, because that was a complete 180 in terms of momentum and sentiment from where we closed today to where we were just an hour after the close. So here's Apple again we already did Apple. Let's look at oil. Oil reacted to this news. Oil had a big bull day today, and we saw continuation on the daily to a higher high, breaking the top of the bounce to this point. We then ended the day with some pretty healthy consolidation. The hourly chart looking for a higher low to form, and now we see another leg down, and that new leg down is due to Apple, in my opinion. And we had pretty much, this is Apple being halted, and then the news sinking in a bit, and then Apple opens up at 450, and then the volume picks up. You can see when Apple opened up, the volume in oil picked up, and that's when we saw our more significant leg down. So it's very strange, but Apple is affecting oil. It's affecting all sectors. The Canadian MJ sector closed the day really strong, gave a ton of that back, almost 4% back after hours. A very significant hit. And again, if I had to choose one stock that's the most important stock in the market, it's Apple, for those reasons given earlier. So this is likely going to give us the VIX daily higher low. We needed the hourly trend change to indicate when the higher low was going to form on that daily time frame. And at this point, I assume we're going to get a pretty decent higher open, and we'll be looking for resistance at 28.53, but we're looking for a broader equilibrium here, where if this is our temporary bottom, as we anticipate it will be, 23.05 support, we're going to look for a bounce and a lower high to form around the $30 area or so, and for this daily time frame to tighten up as well, which is what we're expecting on SPY. Some people want me to look at natural gas, as we're still scouting natural gas for a bounce. Keep an eye on the energy sector. I mean, oil had some solid momentum before this Apple news hit, and if oil was going to get its weekly bounce going, and we know that natural gas is due for its weekly bounce, but at this point, oil could be a weekly bear flag. So again, a complete sentiment shift. As far as natural gas goes, the daily chart, a little bullish reversal doji, you could call it. But at this point, due to lack of support, I need to see a trend change on at least the 4-hour time frame before I'm going to be looking to be bullish natural gas. And again, just looking for a bullish bounce to cool off some of these levels for just a few weeks on the weekly time frame. But at this point, it's just lower highs and lower lows. For NatGas USD, anything under 3069 is just a lower high. Support is down at 2935, and we're just trading sideways right now. So if we break these 4-hour lower highs, we'll watch for the potential of the 4-hour trend change. But at this point, I'm still not interested in any bullish positions in natural gas due to the fact that we are still weak overall. So that's where we stand. We'll see how these SPY bulls try and react to this and try and counter back. But again, it's all about the low of today of 245.95, which we are currently about $1 above because of the lack of support if that level were to break. If that level does not break on SPY, we're going to be looking at a hourly equilibrium. And this is with extended hours on, but we're going to look for an hourly higher low and then a bounce and a lower high and a tightening range into Friday if the bulls can hold 245.95, the low of the day, if they can hold that level tomorrow. So it's never a dull moment. Of course, my New Year's resolution was I want to get better at swing trading and holding positions longer. And then you give me a day like this, first day of 2019, and I'm saying, what am I thinking? I can be completely safe. And right now I am, I'm a little bit exposed in a CGC position in Canadian MJ, but I'm pretty much going to be looking at break even there. So fortunate to get away from this unscathed because, again, the momentum was favoring the bulls, but this is the kind of thing where it's like, man, I just want to be all cash at the end of every day because there's never a dull moment and there's always surprises lurking behind every corner. Hope you have a good night, and we will see you tomorrow. Low, high, higher, low, lower, high, higher, low, 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 low, high, higher, low, lower, high, higher, low.